Okay. We're going to have to blow your screen up for this one, too. This is a show from the 70s. It was on when I was a kid. It's called Three's Company, so we know that 3 is a number, right? The Kabbalistic number for Saturn, right? Now, the way they have this arranged is electrical. Remember that video I did? A pimp called Saturn? So he comes in. He's got a woman on either side. He's the positive pole. They're the two negatives. So if we're talking about magnets, these two spin around, would spin around this guy. Just like a pole dancer when you go into a strip joint. The pole, you always see it written in, is a dick in the occult. And the woman is the negative. Okay, so when the woman's up there dancing, she's the negative. She's spinning around the positive. Okay, if we look at this here, Three's Company. So it's Three's Company. We're talking electrical. We're talking Saturn, all of that type of stuff. So look how it's arranged. If you notice, it's season 6. So they got Jack Tripper. Interesting name, right? Three's Company. Jack Tripper. Jack is Saturn. So we've got the male, he's the positive, and the two female, the negative. Here it's reversed. It's the negative and the two positive. If we look down here, we see the red and the blue, and we see the purple. He should be on the inside, but he's not. I don't quite follow this, but the standard pattern is here. Usually it's red, blue, and black, but purple is as close to black as you can get. It's the next color down from black. So it's really a combination of black and purple, so it's indigo. Okay, now this is the original Suzanne Summers that was on this show. This is a mug shot. She got arrested. Notice it's 3/11/70. Here's Sandy Hook, and they make a point of saying, contractors, please do not enter through the kitchen door at 3:11 minutes onwards. There would be no reason. There'd be no reason to make note of this number if it wasn't important. 3:11, because 3 is Saturn, right? 3, there's your hashtag. 3 is Saturn, and the 11 is the gate. That's the gate. Now I can tell you from studying some Kabbalistic texts that there's 50 gates that are to Binah or Saturn. There's 50 gates. I don't know how all this shit works. I know it's electrical, and I know that there's 50 gates between this planet and whatever Saturn is, whatever it is. There's 50 gates. So whatever happened to those kids? You know, whatever, they were taken or murdered. Something happened at Sandy Hook. Because the numbers say so. Oh man, I stayed up too late doing this shit. The numbers bear it out. This was on purpose because that's representing this. This is just a different time, just another code. Kabbalistically, these fucks are going back and forth, I'm sure of it. Let me just check one other thing. Okay, so this is what I wanted to show you here. So this is Revelations 18:11-13. It just talks about the times kind of that we live in. At least I believe so. But the interesting part says about buying and selling all of this stuff. And it says, and souls of men. So you're selling the souls of men. Let me see if I can find one other picture. Hang on. Well, basically what it was is a movie called Phantasm, and there was a room and there were two steel pillars, and when it would vibrate, it would create a tone. And it was like a morgue, and the bodies, they would just go between these two pillars and they would disappear, and the kid looked between the two pillars, and he said it looked like they were slaves in another dimension, which is interesting because the Sandy Hook had that cube thing that showed up, and then it says here in Revelations 18:13, the buying and selling of the souls of men, because that's what this is about. It's about buying and selling. So, it's just something to think about. There's definitely something electrical. But there's definitely something evil going on here too. I mean, I know McCleary said he's not so hip on all the code stuff, but it's overwhelming to me. It's how the thing works. It's not code like the story's going to change.